Welcome back to Bring on the Shit, Breaking the Cycle and Healing Toxic Mother Daughter Relationships, Episode 10 Coping with Stress. I am your host, Dr. DeQueen Agape. Today, we confront the often overlooked topic of stress within toxic mother daughter relationships. We examine how the ego amplifies stress and resistance. Join us as we uncover the pervasive impact of constant criticism, conflict, avoidance, blame shifting, and emotional manipulation on stress levels, and offer practical strategies for managing stress, navigating adversity with resilience and grace, and prioritizing self care. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but within the confines of the toxic mother daughter dynamics, it can become overwhelming and debilitating. Constant criticism, conflict, and emotional manipulation can take a toll on one's mental and physical well being, leading to chronic stress. In this episode, we shed light on how these dynamics contribute to stress and offer guidance on reclaiming balance and promoting self care. Mother daughter relationships can be a significant source of chronic stress due to the constant criticism, conflict, and emotional manipulation that often characterizes these dynamics. Mothers may exert control or manipulation over their daughters, leading to feelings of powerlessness and anxiety. Daughters, in turn, may internalize these stressors, experiencing heightened levels of tension and overwhelm. Over time, chronic stress can take a toll on one's physical, mental, and spiritual health, impacting overall well being. So, how can individuals manage stress within the context of the toxic mother daughter relationships and prioritize self care? It begins with self awareness and boundary setting. Individuals must recognize the impact of their mother daughter relationship on their stress level and strive to establish healthy boundaries to protect their well being. Practicing stress management techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, and regular physical activity can help alleviate tension and promote relaxation. Additionally, seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist can help provide valuable coping strategies and validation. How does the ego amplify stress and resistance within toxic mother daughter relationships? The ego amplifies stress and resistance within toxic mother daughter relationships by fueling the sense of competition, superiority, and defensiveness. Individuals may prioritize their own ego driven needs for validation, control, or dominance, leading to conflicts, power struggles, and emotional tension within the relationship. The ego driven fear of vulnerability may also prevent individuals from effectively communicating or resolving conflicts, further exacerbating stress and resistance. Here are some common ways in which the ego leads to avoidance behavior when facing challenges in these dynamics. The ego leads to avoidance behaviors when facing challenges in toxic mother daughter dynamics by instilling a fear of vulnerability and discomfort. Individuals may avoid confronting difficult emotions or truths within the relationship in order to protect their own ego and maintain a sense of control or superiority. This avoidance may manifest as denial, deflection, or withdrawal from the relationship, hindering genuine connection and resolution of underlying issues. In what ways does the ego contribute to blame shifting and deflecting responsibility during hard times of conflict or adversity? The ego contributes to blame shifting and deflecting responsibility during times of conflict or adversity by prioritizing self preservation over accountability. Individuals may deflect blame onto the other person in order to protect their own ego and avoid feelings of guilt or shame. This blame shifting dynamic perpetuates a cycle of resentment and mistrust within the relationship, further amplifying stress and resistance. How does the fear of confronting uncomfortable truths or emotions exacerbate stress and resilience within these relationships? The fear of confronting uncomfortable truths or emotions exacerbates stress and resistance within toxic mother daughter relationships by preventing individuals from addressing underlying issues and fostering genuine connection. The ego driven fear of vulnerability may lead individuals to avoid acknowledging their own role in contributing to conflicts or challenges within the relationship, perpetuating a cycle of defensiveness and resentment. Here are some examples of how the ego driven need for control or validation influences responses to stress and toxic mother daughter dynamics. The ego driven need for control or validation influences responses to stress and toxic mother daughter dynamics by leading individuals to prioritize their own ego driven needs over the well being of the relationship. For example, individuals may resort to controlling or manipulative behaviors in an attempt to maintain a sense of superiority or dominance within the relationship, further exacerbating stress and resistance. Some barriers individuals face in acknowledging and addressing the ego's role in amplifying stress and resistance within the relationships include fear of vulnerability, pride and defensiveness, and lack of self awareness. Fear of vulnerability. Individuals may fear confronting uncomfortable truths or emotions within the relationship due to the ego driven fear of vulnerability and discomfort. Pride and defensiveness. The ego driven need to protect one's self image or reputation may lead individuals to become defensive or resistant to feedback or criticism from the other person. Lack of self awareness. Individuals may lack awareness of their own ego driven patterns of behavior and their impact on the relationship, making it difficult to acknowledge and address them. How can individuals cultivate resilience and grace in the face of adversity while navigating the ego's influence? Individuals can cultivate resilience and grace in the face of adversity while navigating the ego's influence by practicing self reflection, cultivating empathy, prioritizing open communication, and seeking support. Practicing self reflection. Reflect on your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and consider how they may influence the ego's need for validation or control within the relationship. Cultivating empathy. Approach conflicts or challenges with empathy and understanding towards the other person's experiences and emotions, seeking to validate and support their perspective. Prioritizing open communication. Create a safe and supportive environment for honest and open dialogue, where both parties feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, feelings, and concerns without fear of judgment or criticism. And seeking support. Seek guidance from a therapist or counselor who can provide tools and strategies for managing stress and fostering resilience within toxic mother daughter dynamics. What role does self awareness play in recognizing and managing stress triggers and resistance patterns rooted in the ego within toxic mother daughter relationships? Self awareness plays a crucial role in recognizing and managing stress triggers and resistance patterns rooted in the ego within toxic mother daughter relationships by helping individuals understand their own motivations, triggers, and patterns of behavior within the relationship. Through self reflection and introspection, individuals can gain insight on how the ego may be amplifying stress and resistance within the relationship and take steps to address these patterns in a constructive and compassionate manner. How can mothers and daughters support each other in fostering resilience and grace amidst the challenges posed by the ego? Mothers and daughters can support each other in fostering resilience and grace amidst the challenges posed by the ego by offering validation and empathy, communicating openly, setting boundaries, and seeking professional help if needed. Offering validation and empathy. Validate each other's experiences and emotions and approach conflicts and challenges with empathy and understanding. Communicating openly. Prioritize open and honest communication in the relationship where both parties feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, feelings, and concerns without judgment or criticism. Setting boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with each other to protect yourself from manipulation or invalidation and prioritize mutual respect and understanding in the relationship. And seeking professional help if needed. Consider seeking support from a therapist or counselor who can provide guidance and strategies for managing stress and fostering resilience within the relationship. As we conclude today's episode, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Toxic mother daughter relationships can contribute to chronic stress due to constant criticism, conflict, and emotional manipulation. The ego amplifies fear and resistance, making it difficult to navigate stressful situations or conflicts with resilience and grace. In toxic mother daughter relationships, moments of crisis or uncertainty may exacerbate existing tensions, leading to further discomfort and dysfunction. However, by fostering self awareness, setting boundaries, and prioritizing self care, individuals can reclaim balance and promote their overall well being. That wraps up another enlightening episode of Bring On the Shit, breaking the cycle and healing toxic mother daughter relationships. Join us next time as we discuss overcoming barriers to reaching out. Until then, remember, your well being is worth prioritizing. Take care of yourself. In a minute.